The top of the morning to ya. Welcome to another Harris-Elmore and Genoa Libraries podcast with me, Ariel from Genoa, and Sierra from Elmore. I'm not very good at accents anyway. The top of the morning, I should have...
top of the morning to ya. I just don't. I don't practice that one enough.
No, I don't either. Top of the morning to you there, lassie. What are you planning for today? That's all I got.
I know. I love listening to it, but yeah, I can't do it.
No.
I apologize to all the people out there that actually have this lovely, lovely Irish accent that we butchered.
Yep,
for your
sure did.
Welcome. It's good to see everybody and be back here doing another podcast.
Another podcast. Hard to believe March.
I know. This year is already zooming by us. I can't.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm excited because that means spring's even closer than what it was last month. So I'm excited about that.
So ready for spring. I'm tired of shoveling snow.
I will say I do like when it does snow and it's like the cool, pretty snow, like snow globe snow is what I call it, where it's just big, fluffy chunks and it just trickles down. I love that stuff. I do like that.
I do like that. I like snow when it's a nice layer on everything, but not the roads, and you don't really have to shovel. I love that. I don't like shoveling 3-foot drifts in front of my car.
No.
I hate that.
And I don't like when the roads get really icy. We've had quite a bit of ice this year compared to like last year.
Yeah.
I think anyway.
It's weird. It's the year's gone, well, I should say years, where it's like we're lucky if we see a white Christmas. Like it doesn't snow in November or December, and then January, February comes and it just dumps and it's horrible.
Yeah, we need to change when Christmas is. Sorry, Jesus. We're changing your birthday. We gotta move it.
I just think it's weird because you still have Christmas stuff up. Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah, sure. Because the reason is, one, it looks pretty. It just, the twinkling of the lights. I've been waiting for snow so I could at least be like, have some sort of essence of like snow on Christmas.
Right, yeah.
But
so now you can enjoy it.
We're filming this in February, so I actually plan on taking it down this month when you guys are listening to this podcast for March. So I'm not that bad.
We'll ask her in April if she actually did it or not.
Yep.
Yeah, we waited until like the second week of January and then took everything down, which by everything was just like our stockings and the ornaments we hang on the ceiling.
Yeah. Normally that's what I do, is take it sometime in January, but seems like everything's just like gotten away from me. So I've been like, nope, just leave it up.
It's been a crazy start to the year, for sure.
For sure.
It's been something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just hard putting out the dumpster fire that was 2020. So we're all struggling, right? Normal.
So true. But we luckily for the people, we have things that they can do to help not struggle in the month of March.
Bravo. That was a great segue.
Thank you. I've really been trying to apply my segue.
You want to out segue me one day?
One day. So bunch of stuff going on in March. March 1st, obviously, podcast going up. You can sign up for Lit Boxes, which is the fantasy theme, which I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you have in your box.
Oh, I have no hints for this month. I know I already have some stuff planned and I have it all written down, but it's not written down in my head. It's just in a notebook in my office. So I don't have any good hints for what's going to go in it this month. Sorry.
That's okay. Ooh, I'm sure people are still going to check it out anyway.
Surprises.
So. Of course, every Wednesday, story time with me, Miss Ariel, at 11 o'clock on YouTube. On March 4th, we're going to have Grab and Go Craft and their homemade stamps, which I'm so excited to see. So the video is you're going to make unique stamps and they're going to be out of items collected from around the house.
Ooh,
So I'm excited for that.
that'll be
March
fun.
5th, another quick craft, popsicle puzzle.
What?
Popsicle puzzle is what I have.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see how you make a puzzle out of a popsicle.
I love how sometimes we're handed a sheet of paper and we're like, they go, this is the thing you have to tell the people. This is the craft. And it just says words like popsicle puzzle. And someone would be like, what is that? And we're like, we don't know. Somebody
It's
handed us this piece of paper
yeah. It
and
sounds
it
like
has no explanation.
it does sound like to me though they just like you take the popsicle, maybe like you glue them together and then cut shapes out of them
I
and
mean,
make it.
yeah, I don't know. I
We're gonna
don't
find out.
I don't think it has something to do with actual food, so
Yeah, I don't think so.
no.
Could you hear that truck go by?
No. Was it really loud?
Yeah, oh, it was a dumpster. That's why I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's
That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm also excited to announce March 8th, we're doing a Kahoot, and it's Disney themed Kahoot. So I'm so excited for it. It's at 5:30
I will
on
be
March
there.
8th. Yeah, I'm like,
I rock that. If I don't, I'll cry.
listen, I challenge thee because we're gonna be tussling.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for sure. I'm gonna write that down.
I'm like, March 9th, we're gonna have a STEM challenge with Miss Dawn on YouTube, and it's gonna be a vacuum candle. And then we're gonna learn about how candles create suction.
That's cool.
Yeah, which kind of reminds me, like when I read this, I've seen this technique where it's like in spas where they have like it's almost like a round sphere, and they put like smoke into it so it helps create the suction, and then you like put it on their back and it like helps.
Yeah. So it's
like,
cupping.
yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That looks so intense. So that's kind of what it made me think of. But
It's weird because I kind of want to try it.
oh yeah, I've heard though. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I've heard. I've watched it on Amazing Race. That was like part of the thing. Like afterwards, it makes your back sore, but like it's totally worth it, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen where like they leave massive like purple bruises on your body wherever you left the cup.
Yeah.
Like the longer
I'm
you
like,
left it, the more like your bruise, like the bigger your bruise is.
yes, I'm not a fan of that part, but other than that, it sounds cool.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I'm also excited to share with everybody that March 10th, we're trying something new, which you can all thank Sierra for this idea. They're going to be movie kits. So I'm, yes.
So excited for this.
Honestly, I hope everybody really likes it because I'm excited for it. We've been working hard putting everything together. So March 10th, it'll be for Genoa's movie kits. They're going to get put out that week. And so then Elmore will follow the next week, and then Genoa again, and then Elmore. So March 10th will be the Genoa, which will be Dr. Seuss themed. So there'll be a book in there, a movie. There'll be 3 books in there. They'll get a pack of popcorn, and there'll be 4 packs of hot chocolate. So you can pick it up. And so, excuse me, the kids will be ready. You'll check everything out, and then you get to go home and enjoy, have your snack and your drink.
Yeah, family movie night all in one
So
little
I'm
bundle.
excited. Then March 11th, we're going to do parking lot bingo again at the Genoa Quarry. So that'll be at 12:30. So that'll be behind Big Dipper, weather permitting, of course, because it's still March and it's
right.
Who knows?
We're hopeful. It's
Yes.
a toss up doing outdoor programming early in the year. So
yeah, we're really hoping that it'll hold up because I know everybody wants to do stuff and they get to win prizes still, and we still get to see you guys and you guys get to see us. So I'm excited for it. I hope
it'll be good.
Out. March 12th, staff pick will be myself and Jen, our director. So it'll be on Facebook. So we'll tell you what we've been reading, what we've liked, and if you should read it, which I'm hopeful you'll enjoy it. Because I've been reading for my own personal pleasure, and I'm very excited. It's been wonderful. I've made
been a
the
while
time.
since you've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, oh, it feels good to read a little bit. And speaking of reading, March 16th, we have the Genoa Evening Book Group. So for that day, we are going to be reading The Little Shop of Found Things, which is one of those cute little books here, which is about antique shop. So an antique shop haunted by a ghost, a silver treasure with an injust in its story, an adventure to past she'll never forget. I'm going to try to pronounce the main character's name. Xaneth and her mother Flora leave London behind for a fresh start, taking over an antique shop in the historic town of Marlborough. She's always had an affinity with some of the antiques she finds. When she touches them, she can sense something of the past they come from and the stories they hold. When she has an intense connection to a beautiful silver Chantilly, oh boy.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh boy. Let's see here if I can, because apparently Sheldon, a woman in charge of a large house. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right. She has to know more. It's a while she's examining, and she's transported back to the 17th century where it has its origins. She discovers there is an injustice in its history. The spirit that inhabits her new home confronts her and charges her with saving her daughter's life, threatening to take Flora's if she fails. Oh my goodness.
It took a crazy twist. Is there time travel involved? Is that what that said?
It's basically, it doesn't say specifically time travel, but it sounds like it. Wow. So she has to fight to save the girl amid the turbulent days of 1605. She meets architect Samuel Appleby, and he may be the person who can help her succeed. He may also be the reason she can't bring herself to leave. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, and apparently there's a book 2 in this series. So it's a series as well.
Wait, you can't go back to the past and not come back. I mean, that changes history entirely.
It's very true. You're not wrong. I've read books like this. It's called The Night Mark. Very good. I recommend it. Also deals with time travel.
Yeah, I like time travel stuff.
Yeah.
You can't mess with history.
No. So we'll be here in the Thackeray room at 6:30 for that book. It does sound good.
It does, actually, yes. That sounds like a good read.
Yes. And on that same day, for the Kahoot that was Disney themed, that was for the kids. For March 8th, that's only kids Kahoot Disney. And then March 16th, there's an adult Disney for the trivia.
Ooh.
For adults. So there'll be a little bit more challenging questions for us.
Well, maybe I'll be at both of them then.
I know. So I'm like, we'll see. And then March 17th, that'll be Elmore's movie kits will be placed, which will also be Dr. Seuss themed as well. And then March 18th, we're going to have, which I'm so excited to see the finished product. It's a quick craft of CD Saturn. So Miss Abigail is going to show everybody how to make a Saturn model out of old CDs.
Oh.
There'll be a foam ball, and then, of course, she says lots of glitter. So I'm so excited to see that.
Oh, gosh. Parents will love us.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. And then on that same day at 9:30, there'll be the Genoa morning group discussion that I lead, and we are going to be reading Holes, which it's a good book.
I love that book, and I love the movie. It's good all the way around.
Yes, which for those that do not know, Disney made it into a movie as well. I loved reading the book. Stanley Yelnats is under a curse that began with his no good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-great-grandfather and has since followed generations of Yelnatses. Now, Stanley has been unjustly sent to a boys' detention center, Camp Green Lake, where the boys build character by spending all day, every day, digging holes exactly 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep. There is no lake at Camp Green Lake, but there are an awful lot of holes. It doesn't take long for Stanley to realize there's more than character improvement going on at Camp Green Lake. The boys are digging holes because the warden is looking for something. But what could be buried under a dried up lake? Stanley tries to dig up the truth in his intuitive and darkly humorous tale of crime and punishment and redemption.
It's so good though. It makes me want to reread it. I love it so much. It's so good. And the movie did it justice. The movie is just as good. It's amazing. And if you haven't watched it, it's got Shia LaBeouf in it.
Love
And
Shia.
it kind of just speaks for itself.
Honestly, that's like my feel-good movie. So if I'm feeling low, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch Holes. Because it could be
Right?
way worse. You could be
It's
stuck outside digging 5 feet wide, 5 feet deep hole.
yep.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's an easy watch and it's definitely an easy read. It's I can't remember if I think my grandma had read it recently because I was trying to get her to read like things outside of her comfort zone, outside of adult books. And I'm like, this is a YA, but it's so good. The meaning behind it is really good. It's really deep and intuitive, and it's just an all over good book. And yeah, this is
So
great
good.
for a book group.
And I love this. This is a side note, but I love the soundtrack that they put with the movie too.
Yes.
So it's just so good. And then when they're like, oh, dig it. And digging up
Yes.
their
Oh
holes.
my God. You want to watch that later? I'll call
two
you.
tokens in hand. I got no respect because I'm the new man. Got my shovel, shoes full of sand. Check out my tag. My name's Caveman. Digging I really enjoyed that song as a child. Maybe
it's
as
so
an adult.
great. No, it's good. It really just sets the mood for it. And it's one of those movies that like anybody in my family can turn it on just like on our phone or the computer, and we're like, oh, we're just gonna sit here and watch it. And like my whole family will just congregate around that person. Like, you turned on Holes, I gotta sit here and watch it now.
I
So
love it.
It's a good family movie, and it's just good.
good.
I just don't even know what else to say.
Watch it or read it.
Watch it and read it. Yeah, I mean, do both. It's one of those, you know how we are where we compare like books and movies and stuff, and these ones just go hand in hand. It just works.
Absolutely. And March 19th, homeschool hour, of course, with Miss Abigail. And if you come, you're going to learn about all the resources the library has to offer. We're always trying to get new books, new databases, find things that you might need. So that'll be something fun to do. So that'll be on Zoom that you guys can see all the stuff that we offer.
Nice.
And then, of course, March 22nd, Manga Club with Miss Sierra.
You want me to take over?
I'm gonna let you explain that one.
Okay,
that's your bread and butter.
We've been trying to do a virtual manga club for a while now because of COVID and everything, and it's just been kind of hard. Although everybody's been really, really great about coming in to get their books, because it is primarily a book group that watches anime at the same time. So it's hard to do the anime watching portion and like connect with everybody. So we had set up doing Netflix parties, and I've kind of decided that maybe it's not the greatest way to reach out to people. So starting in March, the library has set up a Discord page, so you can get on Discord and look for us. It's under Harris-Elmore and Genoa libraries, and I believe it's the actual like and symbol. I don't know if that makes a difference when you're searching, but that is what it is. And we have a chat room on there that's just titled Manga Club. So on that day, would you say March 22nd?
Yes.
And then for every month after that at 4:30, it'll be the usual time that we do Manga Club. I will be on there, and we can talk about, what we're reading, the books we read, what other books you're reading right now, and then we can still watch something together if we want to. I can stream any of the show that we're watching from Netflix onto Discord. So it works generally the same as Netflix Party, where we're all watching the same thing and have a chat bar. But this way it'll be a lot easier for people to join us. Discord's a lot easier. You can get it on your computer or on your phone if you download the app. So it'll be just a lot easier for that. And then you'll, if you friend us on there or whatever, you'll always have our page there. So yeah.
I'm excited. I hope people they'll come and try Discord, because I do think it's a little bit more user friendly.
Yes, I agree. I think it's much user friendly, and we're going to start that in March, and we're not going to go back to Netflix Party. If we have to in the future, if something happens and like we only have Netflix Party to fall back on, it's a really good fallback. But we're going to try to do Discord from March onward. It'll be a lot easier. Um, and a side note, actually, beginning, I think it's usually the second week of March. Well, it'll be the second week of every month that I have the books available at the library for you to come pick up. I
Mm-hmm.
have little sheets for patrons to write down their favorite snack. As long as it's like, if they're like, I want like a little bag of Doritos, or like, I want a Kit Kat bar or Reese's, I'm going to try to get them their favorite snack too to go with their manga.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So that'll go out in March as well when you come pick up your books. So
I like that.
I'm excited. I think it'll work out a lot better. I think
I
Discord's
do too.
a better plan.
Yeah. There's also something new that we're going to try for this month as well. On March 23rd, so the day after Manga Club, there's going to be a game night, and I'm so excited. I know I want to attend. It's the game called Among Us, which we'll be having it via Zoom as well at 6:30. Now this game can be played through the app on your phone. I believe it can be played online at a computer. I play on the app. And so this game, so everybody's like on the same ship, and there's an imposter out of like, if there's 10 of you playing. And so the goal is of the imposter is to kill everybody. And so then everyone else is trying to figure out
being caught. Yeah.
Exactly. And then everybody else has to figure out who the imposter is, see if they can either catch them or use detective skills to find out while completing tasks on wherever their location is. And it's so much fun. I enjoy it way too much.
I have never played, but
it's good.
Like I know the concept of it because I've watched so many YouTubers play it.
Yes.
So I could play it, I just haven't.
I think you would enjoy it.
I probably would.
It's basically like Mafia for those, or like Frogger, like,
right.
But it's just on your phone and it puts you in a setting and you have more details. It's fun.
It's got like that stress level behind it. I mean, obviously you don't want to be one dying. But
yeah, well,
I feel like it's a little bit easier just being a crewmate because you're just going and doing like your tasks or whatever. But like as the imposter, you have that stress of like your goal is to kill everybody, but you can't be caught. If somebody is watching the cameras, they can see you do it. So it's like it's very stressful to be that sneaky.
Yes.
And be able to lie, actually, because when they call a secret meeting, you have to be able to like, it wasn't me. And be
so
really
true.
good at throwing people off your trail.
Honestly, I'll share the story. I first started playing the game and I was the imposter, and it was like my first time, and I was like, oh my God, I have to blend in. And so I went into the weapons room. So one of the tasks is to destroy the asteroids that are like coming towards your ship. And so I knew that task, and I was like, oh, all right, I'll do this one. And it hadn't dawned on me, like, people can watch you destroy the asteroids from the window. So I was standing at the chair, and everybody who's played it knows, like, wow, what a rookie mistake. And they like called a secret meeting, and they're like, Purple was trying to fake shoot asteroids.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. So you gotta be careful about that. It's definitely a game of deception.
It's fun.
It is.
I could talk about it for a while. Anywho. So on March 24th, we're going to have another Genoa movie kit pack that'll be ready to be picked up. And so we thought it'd be fun since it's March, St. Patrick's Day, leprechauns, green. So that's going to be the theme, is like St. Patrick's Day. There'll be green books and leprechauns. So everybody will have those that they can pick up with the movie, the books, you get a snack, and of course the hot chocolate. So it'll be fun.
Nice.
On the same day at 10 a.m. at Elmore, everyone who's part of that group will meet up with Jen, and they'll be reading Once We Were Brothers. And let's see what it is about. Oh no, okay, there's a long last name here. I'm going to do my best. I appreciate you all being kind to me. Elliot Rosenwid, a respected civil leader and wealthy philanthropist, is attending a fundraiser when he is suddenly accosted and accused of being a former Nazi SS officer named Otto Plankt, the Butcher of Zamość. Although the charges are denounced as preposterous, his accuser is convinced he is right and engages attorney Catherine Lockhart to bring Woznowitz to justice. Solomon persuades attorney Catherine Lockhart to take his case, revealing that the true Plaktar was abandoned as a child and raised by Solomon's own family only to betray them during the Nazi occupation. But has Solomon accused the right man? Dun dun dun.
Whoa.
It's a compelling tale of two boys and a family who struggle to survive in war-torn Poland and a young love that struggles to endure the unspeakable cruelty of the Holocaust. Two lives, two worlds, and 60 years of convergent explosive race to redemption that makes for a moving and powerful tale of love, survival, and ultimately the triumph of the human spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Or does Jen's book group read a lot about Nazis?
Yeah, it's very World War II, is what I've been noticing.
Yeah. I mean, I know that the patrons get to kind of pick more like what they're interested in, but their books always feel so heavy to me. Not that they don't sound good.
Oh yeah, they
I mean,
sound
it
good
sounds
for
like a
sure.
really good book, but
Yeah, I need some brightening, happy-go-lucky books sometimes, or
yeah,
else I get
sometimes,
sad.
yeah, it's a bit of a downer sometimes. But I mean, it still sounds good. And if that's what they're into and they're like really enjoying it, like, hey, to each his own.
Absolutely.
If you're enjoying that sort of book group, I mean, that's great.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And March 25th, we're going to have another grab and go craft. They're going to be sock bunnies, which I'm so
Sock
excited to see the finished
bunnies?
product.
What?
Yes, which it makes me think of automatically like growing up making sock puppets.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping it's along the same lines as
Oh my
that.
gosh, it sounds adorable.
And then March 29th, we're going to have Elmore's Parking Lot Bingo, and that's going to be held at the Elmore Historical Society parking lot. And that's going to be at 12:30 as well, weather permitting, of course,
Mhm.
because we don't want anybody to freeze or get rained on, or
Oh
we want to
no.
make sure you can hear us and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to just park in the gravel lot facing the Elmore Historical Society. And of course, both parking lot bingos are free. You get prizes. It's just going to be fun. I think you
Mm.
should definitely take advantage of it, especially if you're at home and you need to go do something.
Yeah, it's the way to get out and see people in their cars.
Absolutely, for sure. And then we have a couple dates left. So March 30th, we're going to have another quick craft, egg carton flowers with Miss Abigail. So that'll be on YouTube, which sound adorable. And then Read Between the Wines book group as well. So that'll be 6:30, and they're going to read The Princess Bride.
Oh, that's a hard read. uh,
Well, when I pulled up the little synopsis here, it's kind of making me laugh. It's very minimal what they include. They're like, anyone who lived through the 1980s may find it impossible, inconceivable, even to equate The Princess Bride with anything other than the sweet, celluloid romance of Wesley and Buttercup. But the film is only a fraction of the ingenious storytelling you'll find in these pages. Rich in character, satire, the novel is set in 1941 and framed clearly as an abridged retelling of a centuries-old tale set in the fabled country of Forland that's home to the beasts of all natures and descriptions. Pain, death, brave men, coward men, strongest men,
oh my
chases,
gosh.
escapes, lies, truths, passions. And that's it.
I mean, they're not wrong. All of that stuff is in there. If you've watched the movie,
I have.
I do somewhat recommend the book, but to the people that haven't read it yet, please don't just blow it off after you start reading it because it's kind of hard to get into. It's
Okay.
it's not as much like the movie as like we said earlier that Holes and the book Holes just go hand in hand. The Princess Bride does not in every aspect. There's a lot in there that does, and you see the correlation, but it's a little bit of a hard read. So
Ooh.
don't go into it with like such high expectations that you're going to be like watching the movie. Go into it expecting that it's going to be different. It's not a bad book, and the man who wrote it actually wrote it for his daughters. So it was like a love written book.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a hard read, but it's funny now that I read it years ago that when I rewatch the movie, I think about aspects from the book. So it's kind of fun to have read and watched the movie. Like, I always recommend doing both. So just
there you have it.
A little disclaimer out there. It's not a bad book. It's just a little harder to get into. So really do give it your best shot.
If not, get the audiobook. Have somebody else read it to you.
I mean, yeah, that might even be easier. I probably would have enjoyed that better if I had done that.
Because narrators can really like help you get through the book. Because it, like, if there's multiple people reading, each character has like their own individual voice,
right,
which is so cool. And so it kind of like helps build the character if you're not very good at visualizing, like what the character looks like, how they sound. It kind of like helps you set the tone.
Right.
So there's some good things about it, but
yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll have to try it then. And then March 31st, the last day of the month. Of course, it'll fall on a Wednesday, so story time with me, like every Wednesday. And then Elmore is going to put out their last movie kits for the month, which are also going to be the St. Patrick's, Leprechaun Screams, the whole shebang. And the one thing I did not mention about the kits is that there's going to be 3 per location. So there'll be 3 each week for Genoa and Elmore. So we're making sure everybody can enjoy it and take advantage of it. That's all the fun stuff we have. There's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's much fuller. I just zoned out for a second. It's a much fuller month than February was. We didn't have much for February.
Yeah, and it always seems like January, February, it's hard to do things because the holidays and the weather, and it's just like if you plan too much, people sometimes don't come or they don't pick up stuff because of the weather. So it's like, ugh.
The weather's nasty. I know when we were open, Thursday nights was, or maybe it was every other Thursday night, we were doing adult coloring. So people would come into the library and we had coloring sheets and tons of markers and pencils, and like we just had a really good time. But the weather would get like, ice on the roads and snowing, blowing and drifting, and we'd have it at like 6 o'clock on Thursdays and it's like dark. So nobody would come out for those.
No, I mean, I don't blame them. I wouldn't either.
No.
You just want to stay at home, Yeah. Stay where it's warm.
We don't actually enjoy working late. It's not.
I don't really think anybody's like, oh man, I love working night. Unless maybe it works better for your schedule, whether you're like a parent or you're trying to work, like you go to school during the day, you work at night, but I don't think most people.
Did you ever watch an episode of SpongeBob, The Graveyard Shift? That's literally my favorite episode ever of SpongeBob.
You say The Graveyard Shift?
Yeah. So Mr. Krabs decides to leave the restaurant open 24 hours a day. Of course, he goes home, so it's just Squidward and SpongeBob running the place. But he's like, I'm whopping the floors at night. I'm cleaning the grill at night. So that's what I always think of.
Remember that.
Great episode.
Now, whenever we go back to that, I'll think about that. Yeah, check the books at night.
Yeah, it makes it so much better when you relate something to SpongeBob.
Eventually, we'll get there. It's hard when people don't come in, so it doesn't make it feasible to like extend hours if people aren't going to come in.
Right? Yeah,
it's hard.
It'll be easier when spring gets here and summer's hot on its trail. So
I'm excited.
We're getting there. But for now, since we're still in March, let's talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And if what I'm going to say sounds scripted, it's because it is. I got it online. But I thought it was just a really interesting little like factoid page that I found about St. Patrick's Day. So it starts out and it says the reason green is the go-to color of St. Patrick's Day celebrants certainly seem obvious, right? It's an Irish holiday, shamrocks, the Irish flag, leprechauns. But at the time of the holiday's beginning, St. Patrick's Day was a religious holiday celebrated only in Ireland, and green wasn't even part of the equation.
I could believe that.
I even wore green today and forgot that we were talking about St. Patrick's Day when I woke up. I just threw this shirt on because it was easy. But you're wearing blue, which was the traditional color. And I will get to that in a minute. So why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day? So traditionally, holidays commemorating saints take place on the date of the saint's death, not their birthday.
It's very important in the religion because then if you go through the process of like, I should know the term, the process of becoming a saint.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I only went to church for like 26 years, you know?
Right, yeah. I don't know what word you're looking for. Unless you say it and I'll be like, oh, of course.
Canonization sounds right.
Wait, what church did you go to? I'm confused.
I grew up Roman Catholic.
Oh, okay. I did not. That's why I'm confused.
Let's see. Yes. It is. That is it.
Canonization?
Mm-hmm. So it's a formal decree that a candidate, so whoever is like the person in question, is holy and like whether holy enough or in heaven with God and like whether or not they've done like holy acts.
Huh. That's interesting.
Also, I remembered something.
That the holidays are celebrated on their death. So St. Patrick was actually born Palladius, was his birth name, in 4th century Britain. He came to Ireland as a missionary as an adult, so he wasn't even Irish, he was British. Wow. The idea that he was born in Ireland and full-blooded Irish is one of the most common St. Patrick's Day facts that are false. He was British and he was a missionary to Ireland in his later life. So I thought that already was just like blowing my mind because we grew up being told that St. Patrick was Irish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and his name wasn't even Patrick.
Yeah, his name was Palladius.
What the heck?
Crazy.
When did St. Patrick's Day like become St. Patrick's Day? Is there a date for that? Like a year, like 1845?
I don't know if it actually says. I don't know. I'll keep reading. So, it's the literally like next line says the first observance of the holiday is thought to have taken place in the 9th or 10th century. And the word holiday was something of a misnomer back then, as was the way with saints' feasts and other religious days. It was actually a day of prayer and reflection, so not celebration. Though it would involve over the years, and Irish celebrants would begin feasting and even drinking on the day, it wasn't until the day St. Patrick's Day made its way to the United States with Irish immigrants in the 18th and 19th century that it took on its current raucous, party-centric flair. So it was always a day of prayer and celebration until immigrants brought it to America, and Americans are like, drinks, because that's what Americans do.
I mean, they're not wrong. There's quite a few that do that.
So, yeah. So that might be surprising to us today when the day seems to be all about partying. But what's even more surprising was that the original color associated with St. Patrick's Day was actually blue, like I said.
I'll take that. I'm glad I wore blue today.
Yeah, see? You didn't even know.
It doesn't look quite blue. Oh, it kind of looks more blue. Right there.
It's a dark blue.
It's like a navy.
So
wow.
From blue to green.
I can't believe his name wasn't Patrick.
Why? Because nobody wants to say St. Palladius's Day. I don't know why they call him Patrick.
Palladius is kind of a mouthful. Maybe they just stuck with the P. Maybe that was his nickname.
Yeah, I don't even know why. It doesn't even say on here like why it went from Palladius to Patrick. So
I'm
early
sure
depictions.
people that, I mean, it's just like the Bible. You have so many people writing about other people that it can get changed
Yeah, it
over
gets like
one,
lost in translation.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like the translation changed Palladius to Patrick.
Yeah,
Something
that
like
could be
that.
it.
I don't know.
The more you know. I had no idea.
Yeah, so let's get into From Blue to Green. Early depictions of St. Patrick show him wearing blue, and the official color of the Order of St. Patrick, which is part of Ireland's chivalry, was a sky blue named as St. Patrick's Blue. So how did the feast day of the patron saint of Ireland get this obsession with green? So I love it. It's just the crazy thing that we never knew this growing up. They
It's
don't
just,
maybe they
yeah,
teach this in like Irish school, but not in America.
well, I mean, I don't think a lot of people have that many ties to it unless maybe if you're really religious, maybe.
Or like actually Irish, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
So
Yeah,
one
I
of
don't.
the main reasons green replaced blue was because of Ireland's nickname, the Emerald Isle.
Oh,
The green
okay.
stripes in the Irish flag also played a role. And traditionally, the green represents the Catholics of Ireland, the orange
Mm.
represents the Protestant population, and the white in the middle symbolizes the peace, the peace between the two religions. I didn't know that either.
Huh.
So,
The more you
um,
know.
yeah, and the religious symbolism doesn't stop there. St. Patrick is thought to have used green shamrocks to teach people about the Holy Trinity.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's another justification for greenifying everything and like the shamrocks for everything. I'm like, that makes
Okay,
sense. It's an
that
interesting
does make
teaching
sense.
tool. Um, and then we can't talk about St. Patrick's Day without mentioning leprechauns. So
Of
back in the
course.
day, these mischievous little guys were said to wear red and gold jackets with pointy red hats. So leprechauns didn't even wear green.
Wow.
Now they're rarely seen in anything other than green, and legend has it they pinch anyone not wearing their favorite color.
That explains the pinching then. I never understood that like in school and they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're not wearing green." And if you weren't wearing green, you were like subject to getting pinched, but
I didn't
no one
understand it
knew
either.
why.
And like when I used to work at the coffee shop here in town, one of the ladies I worked with, an older lady, she, I don't know if she was just superstitious or it was just, I think it was just a thing people did. It's a thing people do. Like, she's not Irish, I'm not Irish, but you wear green because St. Patrick's Day. I feel like that's
Yep.
most of America. You wear green because St. Patrick's Day and we don't even know why we're doing it. It's just
Yeah.
something
I just don't
people
want to
do.
get pinched. Don't touch
So
me.
she would always get on me like, "Oh, you didn't wear green." And she had like a bright green shirt on. She had like really bright green
Huh.
eyeshadow. And I'm like, it's almost overkill. I'm not Irish. I don't feel like I need to be celebrating to that extent.
No. Yeah. I mean, other than I guess if it brought some form of luck, maybe, but like the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's crazy.
But I mean,
Wow,
like,
I learned a lot. I didn't realize I did not know that much about St. Patrick's Day.
yeah. And I like, honestly, I like the thought of it being more of a religious holiday than a drinking, partying holiday, anyways. And
Yeah, like you really see the origin because I obviously St. Patrick was not worried about that. He was worried about spreading teachings and things like that. So
yeah,
sounds a lot
so
better.
it's a little sad. Like, with him gone, he obviously doesn't know like what people are using this
Yeah,
holiday
but
as. Or like
I don't
when
know.
he died, they started using it as a reason for prayer and reflection and stuff. And then when it got to America, people just saw it as an opportunity to have a day off and have a party, you know?
This is true. Or maybe he enjoyed a good Irish, I don't know, whatever the Irish drink, something.
I don't know. Whiskey? Don't they drink whiskey?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I
Or was
don't,
it
I mean,
beer? No, that's more
we'll,
German. I don't know.
yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah, I'm not Irish. I don't know these things. Don't hate me.
We're trying to get educated.
Yeah. Speaking of educated, who wants to play a quiz and see which one of us knows much about Ireland?
Oh man, I'm not confident now that learning about the origins. I don't think so.
So you want me to ask you questions and see if
Uh,
you know this stuff?
Is it the same one that I sent you today?
Yeah, it's not the one you sent me that was on BuzzFeed, it's the other one. So there's only 9
Yes.
questions. So it's how well do you know Ireland? Test your Irish knowledge.
We're
So,
gonna see here.
yeah.
We could just take turns. You want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll ask you the first question here and let you answer it because I think I
Oh,
already know the answer to it. So yeah, those you guys at home that are listening, and even watching, I'm not going to share screen this. I'm just going to ask her the questions and she's going to ask me questions. Do you have it up on your screen as well?
I do.
Okay. So we'll read them aloud so you can play along and see how many you get right. Like I said, there's only 9. So I'm going to ask her the first question. What is the name of, oh goodness,
I know.
UNESCO? I feel like that stands for something, but I don't know what it is. UNESCO World Heritage Site located in Northern Ireland. Is it the walled city of Derry, Londonderry, the Giant's Causeway, or Fermenighe Lakelands? I apologize for not being able to
I know. A
pronounce
lot of
those.
these words, I'm like, man, oof.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So I'm going to make an educated guess, especially since it's from the World Heritage Site. I am going to say it's the walled city of Derry, Londonderry.
Okay.
Oh,
That is
uh,
incorrect.
it is. I see now. Should we tell them what the correct answer is?
Oh no. Yeah. So the correct answer is the Giant's Causeway. It was founded by Giant Fionn McCool,
Darn,
or
I
it
almost
was
went
or it was formed by volcanic eruptions, one or the other.
one or the other. See, I
It's
almost went
one of
with that
those.
one too, but then I was like, no, that can't be right. It was right.
Right. I did know that one because, yeah, I've seen so many beautiful pictures of it. It seems like a real, like, want to go visit sort of place.
Right. Okay. Which musical instrument is the national emblem of the Republic of Ireland?
Oh.
Is it bodhran, the harp, or the Yulin pipes?
Um, oh, that's a tough one. I don't know what a bodhran is.
I have no idea
Um,
either.
the pipes seems like some like very Irish to me, but I also
Okay.
know that our director Jen Fording is part of an Irish music group, and there is a lady there that plays a harp, but I don't know if that's the national emblem. I'm gonna say pipes.
See, that's the one I was gonna lean towards as well.
Yeah, that
Oh,
feels right. Is that wrong?
it's wrong.
Oh
It
no!
is it's the harp. It's located on the
Seriously?
back of the coins, and it's the only country in the world with a musical instrument as its emblem.
Wow. Okay.
I had no idea.
I did not either. That is really cool.
I have a friend who plays the harp. I wonder if she still plays.
Huh, you should ask her. Oh, we should have her on the podcast.
Oh,
That
she
could be
lives in
fun.
Columbus.
I need to go to
Oh,
Columbus. There's a
she
burger
could
joint.
Zoom if we did a Zoom. That'd be fun.
Oh, but I want to make a trip down to Columbus and get burgers.
Oh yeah, they do have some good stuff.
There's some really good burger joints down there. There's at least 2
It's
of them I want to hit before I come back.
true.
All right. What is the name? I'm getting off track thinking about food. I'm so hungry. What is the name of the famous Northern Irish golfer from Country Down who has won 4 of golf's major championships?
Hmm.
Is it Darren Clark, Graham McDowell, or Rory McIlroy?
I'm gonna say McDowell because Roy McRoy sounds fake.
Yeah, it sounds like McDowell. His name's, oh no. It's not.
Oh, oh
It
my
is,
God.
it's Rory McIlroy. He is one of the best golfers in the world and grew up playing at one of Ireland's most famous courses, Royal Down.
Huh.
Ooh,
We're doing so good.
we do not know our Irish.
Well, I mean, luckily we weren't claiming to be fully Irish anyway, so
That's
that
true.
part's
Yeah.
nice.
We threw that out there pretty early. We're not Irish.
Thank goodness. Okay, what UNESCO World Heritage Site features in the most recent two Star Wars episodes?
Oh my gosh.
The Giant's Causeway, New Grange, or Skilling Michael?
I feel like I should know this because I've watched all of Star Wars,
I know, I don't have a
but
clue.
I'm trying to just even think of like big open spaces where they were
Yeah,
filming
I
or
do
like what
have
was happening in the movie at that time. I can't even think.
I do have
Um,
an educated guess, but I don't know if it's right.
I would say Giant's Causeway, but that was already a thing.
Yeah,
Not
see,
that
I thought that too, but if it's a World Heritage Site, they're going to want people to see it, right?
I mean, Giant's Causeway, didn't that one question say that it is a World Heritage Site?
Mm-hmm. That's
I
the one I
know.
was leaning towards.
I don't want to. Oh, I'm just trying to picture them there.
I don't even know what it looks like, so I'm really purely guessing.
Oh, I know what the Giant's Causeway looks like. I'm just trying to picture the Star Wars characters there, and I'm not seeing it, but I could be entirely wrong.
Okay, what
Um,
is your final answer?
oh my goodness. Let's do Newgrange.
Okay, New Grange it is.
Is it? Oh my God.
Oh, no. It's the
Oh
ski lig, Michael, if that's pronounced correctly.
no.
It's located off the coast of Kerry. The Skiling Ring Drive is only one of the most beautiful drives in Ireland.
Excuse me for 2 seconds as I go look that up on my computer.
I was going to say, I'm
I
also
want to know
curious.
what this looks like so I can picture where it's. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Is that where they shoot the end where they're like going around the helicopter and stuff?
There's a helicopter?
So at the end of like, I think it's episode 7, where Ray like finds Luke.
Oh yeah, yeah, like it looks like Luke's Island. Yeah,
That makes sense.
I think that's what this is.
Well, dang it.
Oh yeah, because it's got like those little
The
like
huts and
the
stuff.
little huts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
everybody watching and listening, it's the part where Ray finds Luke and they're on that island for
right,
any of
yes.
those that need a visual.
Yeah, and she goes back to that island later.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
Well,
Wow.
it is a beautiful location, and now that I know what it looks like, it's like so obvious that
Yes,
yeah.
I think so too. Wow. We're
Also, what
learning
is
so much today.
I know. Let's learn one more thing really quick before we do the next question. I want to look
Oh,
up what UNESCO means.
oh, I'm gonna say United Nations is the first two.
Do, 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 do. I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, United Nations. I don't know what the rest would be though. Experiencing subtle. I just have no idea.
Okay, it is United Nations,
Okay.
educational, scientific, and cultural organization.
Oh, okay.
So the World Heritage Sites are designated as by UNESCO for having cultural, historical, scientific, or other form of significance. So that's
Interesting.
really cool.
Okay.
There we are on the learning streak.
Huh.
So answer me this, Ariel. Who is
Okay.
the patron saint of Ireland? Is it Saint Bridget, Saint Patrick, or Saint Francis?
It sounds like a trick question to
It
me.
does actually.
So I'm gonna go with St. Patrick and just
Okay.
go with that right away.
You are right.
Whew.
And we celebrate in his honor in Ireland and around the world on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
That's good because I was like, maybe it's St. Francis, but I'm like, that can't be right. It
I
just can't
know
be.
it can't be. It sounds so legitimate though to say like St. Francis.
Right? Well, riddle me this. What is the oldest city in Ireland founded by Vikings in 800 AD? Is it Belfast, Cork, or Waterford?
I want to say Belfast.
That's what I was going for. Oh, well, we're wrong.
Oh no.
It's Waterford. It's located in Ireland's ancient east. It is a fascinating city with a rich history well worth discovering.
Maybe I only picked Belfast because I know of it in Cork, but I've never heard of Waterford.
Yeah, neither have I. Huh.
Well, you know, it's ancient, I guess. It's the oldest city, so figures we haven't
Maybe
heard.
they only knew those few words, so they had to put them together.
Right, yeah. Oh, we're bad at this.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. What driving route is known to be wild, in quotation marks, and rugged, and is located on the west coast of Ireland? Is it Causeway Coastal Route, Ireland's Ancient East, or Wild Atlantic Way?
I'm going on a limb here, and I'm going to say Ireland's ancient east. Because if Vikings were there, they had to be probably pretty wild and rugged.
That's true. Yeah, we established that the Ancient East is. That is incorrect.
Is it the Wild Atlantic?
Yeah, it is. It's the Wild
I almost went
Atlantic
with that
Way.
one.
Wow, at 2,500 kms, it's the world's longest defined coastal touring route.
Wow, that's nice for them.
Wow, that's really cool. That's nice for them.
Dang, we're not doing well.
I know. It's almost depressing.
There's one.
Right.
How about known for its beauty and its greenness, which county is known as the, quote, Garden of Ireland? Hint, it's located just south of Dublin.
Oh,
I'm going to try to pronounce these now. Dollingale, Galway, and Wicklow.
gosh.
Uh, I
I
would
don't
purely
know these
guess.
words. I've heard of Galway in a song, but I don't know if that's correct. But since it's the one word I know, even though we've established that it's not the way to go, I'm still going to pick Galway.
Okay.
Pick the only word on the thing that I know.
Ooh, it's Wicklow. It is the home to some of the most stunning gardens in the country, including Powerscourt and Mount Usher.
Okay. I've heard of Mount Usher too.
I have
Dang, I
not.
just don't know stuff. You know what? I need COVID to go away so I can take a trip to Ireland and learn some stuff. Because
Yeah, bring
I
us back
obviously,
some knowledge.
yes, I definitely do not know anything.
None. None.
All
We got
right.
St. Patrick's though. We did get 1 out of 9.
Right?
Well, technically we have 1 more, so we did 1 of 8 thus far.
Yeah, so last question. You better get this right.
Oh boy.
I hope our listeners are doing a lot better than we did.
Oh man, me too.
So here's your last question. Which of these famous Irish poets wrote the poem Innisfree? Was it Patrick Kavanagh, Oscar Wilde, or William Butler Yeats?
Well,
And don't just pick the one guy on there.
I don't really like poetry. It's not really like my thing. I can appreciate its beauty. However, I think Patrick, isn't he like an actor?
Patrick Kavanagh? I don't know.
I'm purely guessing. I am gonna go with William Butler Yeats.
You are correct.
Oh, yay!
It was written in 1888 about the island of Innisfree in Co Sligo. I don't know. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree.
Well, I didn't think it was Oscar Wilde, so you.
Yeah, it had to be one of the other two, but gosh, I've never heard of either one.
None.
Wow.
Two out of 9.
We did it. Fantastic.
Yeah. We
Sarcastically,
would not have passed if that was like an actual class quiz. We
oh
would not
yeah,
have
if that was real school, no F. We
Oh
just
God.
failed miserably. I hope you guys listening and watching did a lot better than we did.
Yes, gosh, I hope so because I mean we didn't look anything up though either. So I mean,
Yeah, that's true. I wish I'd known more. Like the Star Wars one's gonna bug me because like as soon as I pulled up a picture of that place, was it Skellig
yep.
Michael or whatever, it was so obvious
Oh,
where that
absolutely.
was in Star Wars and what took place there.
The ironic part is I've looked at it like I watched clips of how they were like they did certain shots in the movie,
Oh
and I
yeah,
remember them talking about it and how they like talked about filming it, and they literally just stood there for like an hour with her holding out the lightsaber
right.
and just the helicopter flying around, and I'm like I should have known that.
It's a beautiful place. I mean, if you just look up any of these places that we talked about earlier and just look at pictures of them, I mean, obviously travel isn't the most feasible for anybody right now. I definitely recommend looking up Giant's Causeway. Ariel, you said didn't know what it looked like. It's absolutely fantastic. It would be a beautiful place to go visit. I would like to do that someday.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so learned a lot today. I'm actually quite surprised how much we learned.
Yeah, it was actually more educational than I planned on. I was just really excited about finding information on St. Patrick's and the fact that blue was the color of St. Patrick's Day and that his first name was Palladius because who knew?
Oh, Palladius, that
Oh, who
scoundrel.
knew Palladius was a name? What?
Yeah. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe that's why Patrick stuck.
Maybe. I don't know. It's
So
kind of
odd.
it's those kind of things that it's like ancient history that we'll never actually know. You know, they'll be
This
like,
is true.
"Oh, it's said that Patrick was easier," or "It was a translation, you know, mishap or something," but we'll never actually know why.
No, not unless you invent time travel and then we like go back there and see what's happening.
I mean, yeah, if you can do that, let me know. I'm game to travel. I like Doctor Who.
Why not? I say let's do it. Let's just get in the time machine and off we go. Off we pop.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like the other day I was working with Abigail and she's like, if you could go anywhere in time right now, where would you go? I'm like, that's such an odd question for one, because we were hanging up um we did that Van Gogh wall mural.
Oh,
We were hanging that in a window and she just pops this question out of nowhere. I'm like, that was super random.
very random.
But yeah, there's so many things I'd want to see like in history, but literally the one thing that came to mind was not even like history related or like meeting some famous person that died forever ago. Although I have a long list in the back of my head of things I'd actually like to go see in history, people I'd like to meet, people that have been dead for 800 years, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd be into it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you could just pinpoint it to just like one time.
No,
It really depends.
it's hard to pick one. There's so many things that would be amazing to see.
Yeah.
It was cool time travel if you're like, I really want to see when this thing happened and maybe it was something frightening or
Yeah, or like even finishing like the Eiffel Tower or like, but then you
yeah,
have to like think about it too. If you went in that time zone, you'd have to make sure you looked historically accurate with your clothing,
right.
or else you're done. You're done. Just
Yeah.
poof.
That's what I mean too, is like you wouldn't have to stay either. Like you could go for however long you wanted to, but then you could leave. You know, if your
Yeah,
time
that'd be
machine
great.
broke and you ended up during, World War II or something, hopefully you wouldn't be stuck there for a long time and having to
Yeah,
experience
well,
that.
if you did know where the bombs were going to land, I mean, at least you could avoid them.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, if you
still.
do all that, but I don't think most people do.
Nope. And it's, that's the thing about time travel too, is like if you travel to that sort of place in time, you can't tell people what's going to happen. You can't try to prevent
Absolutely.
things from happening.
Like the Titanic.
Yeah, you can't stop that. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody out there, I'm sure some of the people watching or listening have watched the second season of The Umbrella Academy. And I kind of had like a little bone to pick with one of the characters because something happened in the first season. If you haven't seen it, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but they end up in like, I'm trying to remember what year it was. It was the 1960s somewhere. So one of the main characters wants to prevent the shooting of JFK. And
dun, dun, dun.
as much as that sucks and it's horrible, it's a big piece of history that he got shot and died. You can't prevent that. And that's one thing that annoyed me. This main character obviously didn't understand that it's history. You don't know what would have happened if he lived.
Yep.
It's a fixed point in time. There are fixed points in time that you can't mess with because it changes all of history. It has to happen.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was just like a big thing that just annoyed me because he was so adamant, like, I can save his life. And it's like, but you can't, because it messes with the entire timeline from the time that it happened to today.
Exactly. And if you like stopped it, your world, like our world, would totally be different.
Yes, it would change everything. And I don't know, he just got a thick skull. He wouldn't listen to reason. So
not right. Well, we really went off a trail.
I was just gonna say, where did we even get here? Where did that start? I don't know. That's usually about the time where we decide, like, oh, this is the end of the podcast. We've fed you a lot of information. We learned a lot of information, and we took some really fun rabbit trails that took us places like time travel. So
yes.
Thanks for joining us for another fun podcast for March, and we'll see you again in April. We're still super enjoying this. If you're enjoying it and you want to send us mail, you can send us letters.
Please.
We want letters. We have our address on our website. You can go to our website and look for the podcast page to get our address. So you can send us some letters that we can open on the show and read. Tell us if you like the show, something you think we should talk about topic-wise, if you want to see us play a game or listen to us play a game, whatever you want to do. If it's not family friendly and you send us something that we can't read on the show, we won't. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah.
Okay. Well, see y'all next month.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody.